What's up, guys? Welcome to a new video. We're doing this on the spot, I guess.
Yeah, totally on the spot.
So we're leaving the track right now, Jennings, and we're heading home. And we were talking about making a video about the cost of track riding. We're going to a track, doing a track weekend. Let's just do a video on one track day. So if you want to do one track day, honestly, I feel like anybody who has a sport bike or a standard bike, anything that can be ridden on the track, I feel like you should go do that at least once and just experience what it's all about, because it's honestly like the most fun I've ever. I mean, this is coming from a guy who loves doing wheelies. I love doing wheelies, but the track is just a totally different experience. It's like the adrenaline rush is so much different than riding the track. Sorry, I'm going through a speed zone, so I'm trying to slow down here. I'm going to be focused on the road for the most part. Heather can do the focusing on the video. So, yes. So let's just go with Jennings' track day that we just did. One day is 145.
It's about 155, and so if you ride with Jennings specifically, it would be 165. We ride with track day winner, so you're talking about one day, but just for reference, we do 2 days, which is 290, and then it's $10 to get in the gate at one time. So it's $300 for your full 2 days.
Yeah. And
you get a free dinner on
sometimes.
Saturday.
It depends which organization you go with. This last time we rode with Track Day Winner, and John Cook is the owner of Track Day Winner, and he's fed us dinner like
3 times out of the 4 times. There was only one time he wasn't feeling well, and it was like weird weather. Makes sense. Yeah,
but I mean, even regardless of him feeding us dinner, and one time was like a steakhouse dinner, which was absolutely like mind-blowing.
The time it was absolutely freezing, like literally below freezing, so we pulled everybody away from being stuck out in the cold, and everybody went to a steakhouse, and we were warm and really well fed, and
it was awesome.
Good time.
And he gave a big speech, you know,
a heartfelt one. He's such a nice guy.
Great organization.
And the coaches. I mean, we can't. So if we're going to sit here and talk about Track Day Winner.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about just Track Day Winner, but this is the organization that we've ridden with the most, and I think we've had a really great experience with them. Like, every track day has just been phenomenal. Like, it's all about safety. It's all about having fun, pushing yourself, you know, comfortably pushing yourself, and just learning little things from different coaches. Different coaches give you all kinds of different feedback, and then you take all those little things, put it in a jar, and then just pick one out to work on every session or whatever, and then you just slowly progress. You know, if you listen to them and you focus on what they tell you, you'll progress. If you're just one of those guys that go out there and you don't listen to anything, you're just probably going to keep doing the same pace. You might get a little faster, but you might get a little sketchier. But anyways, so just let's just say for one track day, you're looking at earthquake. You're looking at just say roughly 150, because technically it was 145 for our 145 for both days, but that's because we did a 2-day package. So let's just say 150, because I think it's 155 if you do a single day. So let's just say roughly 150. That's your track day. That's assuming you show up with a bike, with good tires, with the gear, all that stuff. So
the gear being that you have either a full leather suit or a 2-piece that zips together. You have to have proper boots that go over the ankle.
Gauntlet-style gloves that go over your suit.
A decent helmet.
When you start out, you're going to ride novice, so you don't have to worry about having a back protector and all that stuff. It's good to have, but in novice, you don't have to have a back protector. But once you get into intermediate and obviously advanced, you're going to have to need a back protector eventually. And
safety wire.
And safety wire, but in novice, it's pretty basic. You just show up with a bike that's in good condition, good tires, good tread on them. Everything's working. The throttle kicks back to where it should be. All that good stuff. And there's all kinds of literature online about all those things, so you can get those things ready for it. Before, if you have headlights, you have turn signals, all that stuff. If you have a street bike, you're gonna have to tape them all off. Yada yada. The main thing is having good tires and good gear and functioning bike, a properly functioning bike. We're filming this with an iPhone, by the way, so if it's a little sketchy...
Yeah, I'm apologizing to them because it's really shaky. Like,
yeah, but we figured like this is a good time to talk about it because we just got done doing the track day.
Yep.
So 150 covers your day. Realistically, if you show up with a bike, good tires, gear, that's all you're going to pay, aside from the fee, the $10 fee
Gas.
per person getting in the gate. Obviously, and then you got your gas, yada yada. So
which
just,
nowadays could be a fortune.
yeah, gas is a fortune right now, unfortunately.
Welcome to 2022.
Yes, but assuming all those things are in order, you pay your $10 gate fee. So just assuming I didn't have to buy tires, I didn't have to buy any kind of gear, yada yada, I spent $300 for the whole weekend at the track, and that's like 7 sessions per day. So you're getting I don't even do the math. 24 CC80, like 2.5 hours of riding total. And let me tell you, like, you might think like, oh, I do 6-hour days on the weekends all the time, but this is not the same. Like 20-minute sessions riding as fast as you possibly, fast for you, is gonna be like, it's tiring, and it like will wear you out. Like me, I'm riding advanced right now, and like 15-minute sessions, I'm like toast. I'm like ready to go in. And like me personally, once I know that like my hands getting tingly, my feet are slipping off the pegs, you know, little things that are happening, and I'm just like, all right, it's time to go in. Because it's better, honestly, it's better just to go in, regroup, take your time, relax, get some water, stay hydrated, all that good stuff, and then get back out on the track. Next session. I even skip sessions sometimes just because I might not be feeling it. It might be too cold for me. I might not feel safe on the track. Like if there's a little bit of wetness out there, I'm not big on riding in the rain. So,
Fair.
yeah, fair enough, right? There's a lot of risks that you can take, and there's a lot of risks that you can cut. But track day riding is honestly like one of the most amazing things that we've ever done on bikes. And we've done a lot of things. We've been to the mountains many times. We've been on multiple bike trips all across, you know, the East Coast, and ridden with some amazing people. Like, nothing against the mountains. The mountains are still like a beautiful place. Love riding them, but the track is just so much different. Like $300, just say roughly $300 for the whole weekend, right? I don't have to worry about speed limits. I don't have to worry about stop signs. I don't have to worry about traffic. I mean, there's bike traffic, obviously, but it's totally different. I don't have to worry about cops. Cops are a big one.
Well, and in that respect, you don't have to worry about breaking the law. You're not doing anything. It's the first time in my life I've been told more throttle, and that be the appropriate decision. Like, most of the time, I'm more speedy than I should be on the street, and that's why I really like being able to get out there and really stretch the legs on the bike and put it to work.
And another thing is that, like, when you go ride the track, like, you ride on the street and you might top out your bike every now and then, whatever you got, maybe a 600, a 400, maybe a 1000. You might top it out, you know. To top out a 1000 or to top out a 600 or 750, you need a long straight. And, you know, depending on where you live, like Florida, it's easy to find that, but depending on where you live, it's sketchy to find an area that you can do that comfortably and safely. On the track, you might not top out your bike, but you'll be like revving the bike to the end of like every gear, most definitely by the end of probably your first track day. You know, it's like gradually you pick up the pace. You know, when we first started on the track, like, I was having fun, so much fun going slow, and I was doing, I don't know, like 140 something probably. We were probably like in the 140s, I don't know.
I don't even hit 140, so
I'm just saying, like, when we first started going, like,
slow per se.
When we first started going,
dependent, bike dependent, human dependent. There's a lot of factors there.
So, for example, like,
there's a reason he's already in advanced.
Yeah. So, for example, like Jennings GP, where we go, I think that the track record's like a 112 or something like that, or 113, somewhere around there. It's like the mid-teens of one teens. I think it's like a 112. But anyways, I think we started out probably doing like 140s, which is, you know, relatively slow when you think about somebody's done 30 seconds faster than you in 2 miles. That's a huge difference. Well, now I'm down into like the mid 120s. Heather's at like, you were consistently hitting like 130 at the end of the day today. So we've dropped off significant time just by being consistent and focusing on the things that the track coaches tell us. And there's sometimes the coaches aren't even like following us specifically, but they might end up behind us and they might see something that we're doing that we can improve on. And then after the session, they might come up to you. And the thing is, you got to be humble and don't take it as like they're picking on you. Take it as they're giving you advice that's going to help you. They don't want to hurt you. They want to help you. They want to make you
they're there for
a better rider. And the thing is, like, when you ride on the track and you get fast enough, like to where you feel personally fast, right? You go ride on the street and it's like boring. It's not boring. I still like riding on the street, but it's not the same. Like going through our old corners that we used to ride.
It's like nothing.
You know, if you used to take that corner at 60, 70, 80 miles an hour, and now
it felt like it was fast.
It felt like it was fast, and now you roll through it, and you could like just be looking off in the distance while you're doing it. It's just like you don't have to focus on the track. If you take your mind, I've realized this because it happened to me a couple times this weekend. If I take my mind off of what I'm doing for like a split second, something bad could happen. Because a few times this weekend, I saw somebody off in the distance or whatever, got my attention off the track, and by the time I look back up, you're going so fast that you could be running off the track, or you could be running into somebody, or getting close to hitting somebody, something like that.
Well, and it'll even just take you off your line. Like that happened to me. I was coming out one of the meatballs, so it's a sign at Jennings. It was catching the sunlight, so it was like a big shiny beacon, and it caught my attention. So I'm looking through where I'm supposed to be going instead of where I'm going in the next turn. So you don't want to get distracted. Also. Yeah. So you
don't focus on anyone in front of you.
It's actually really good practice to work on not target fixating, because you have to learn to adjust your vision. You should always be looking through where you're going, but sometimes I find myself more so looking on the next goal, and I need to remember to look past in the next corner. And there's so many corners, there's so many technical sections that it's a good opportunity to really start working on that. So it helps, because if you do ride the street after that, you're going to be more apt to make the corrections you need to be safe.
Also, I think riding the track, you get your jollies out.
Yes.
Obviously, I can't wheel in the track. They don't encourage wheelies anyway. And so I still enjoy doing wheelies on the street whenever we do street ride. But it'll kind of calm you down, I think, because you know what you're capable of on the track, and on the street it's not worth it. There's sand, there's gravel, there's debris, everything's changing. And in the track, you're running the same corners over and over and over and over all day long, and you learn how fast you can go through those corners, how much you can, turn in at this speed, or you can pull out at this point, and you can hit this speed at a certain straightaway. On the street, if we ride our typical loop, we're hitting each corner one time the entire ride. And you might hit it at 50 one day, you might hit it at 60 the next day, or whatever, the next weekend, and it's just not the same. Okay, so we started this video as a cost of track day, I guess you could say.
And now we've just talked for 15 minutes about...
We're just chatty Cathy now. But, you guys, we got deer over here that just jumped across the street. So, yes.
Welcome
if you haven't done a track day, do one, because you will not regret it. Just spend the money, just do it, because it's honestly it's an amazing feeling. And if you ride a little wild on the street, when you get out on the track, you'll be like, this is it right here. We got redneck tea party on the side of the road.
I would say for the majority of people, you can expect to get hooked. We knew that was going to be, okay, I knew that was going to be the case. Apparently he was hoping that we weren't going to get hooked. I'm glad that he did, because it's really nice to share together. I think there's some people that may not like it. Maybe it's not for them. The ones who don't necessarily like thrive on goal setting and working on something. Like I think some people, and definitely adrenaline. I think some people just want to like go putt around. Oh, meal prep time.
We got alarms going off, you guys.
Some people might not care for it as much, but even then, doing it once, at least they're getting training that they might never get on the street, and maybe it will save them one day. So definitely recommend at least one time. Just go for it. Just be prepared, because it's an addiction and it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but you can do it
pay to play
affordably.
For sure.
You know, you ride whatever bike you already have. Don't go out there buying a track bike if you've never ridden the track.
Yeah.
Just take your bike, see what you think, and if you like it, maybe you will end up buying a track bike one day, but maybe you'll just ride your street bike out there from time to time. And so I'll say this. When we first did our first track day, I told Heather, I said, don't fall in love with this, because it's, for one, it's expensive, it's dangerous. This is dangerous, obviously. Street riding is just as dangerous, if not more dangerous. It's expensive, it's dangerous, it's fun, and it's not something we can do just with everything going on in our lives. We can't be at the track like every weekend or every other weekend even.
Yeah.
We can do like a handful of them a year, and we've met some amazing people. And I told her, I said, going into this, don't fall in love with this, because this is going to be like a, you know, a not one and done, but one and not so often thing. And literally on the ride home, I was like, we're going back.
Yeah, we're getting Dad and we're going.
We're going
We're doing
back.
this again.
That's when we took Papa Salt.
First birthday, that was his first track day.
60th birthday, first track day. He's doing good, by the way, if anybody out there is wondering. I know a lot of people have been asking about him.
Still missing him a ton.
Yeah.
Wishing you were here, bud.
Yes. One day you'll be back with us.
Yes.
So yeah. Okay, so back on the subject of how much a track day costs, because that's the video I wanted to do. I know we gotten off subject here. So just roughly $150 for your track day. If you don't own gear already, most track organizations will rent you gear. I want to say suits are like $70 to $80. You're probably looking at like a little over $100 to rent your gear. If it's something that you think you're definitely going to fall in love with and you think you want to do it consistently, just go ahead and invest in a suit. Even if it puts you out a few months from going to the track, just go ahead and buy a suit, because I mean, it's an investment for one. It's like an insurance for your body for one.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to keep going to the track, you don't want to keep renting suits and relying on these organizations that have these suits readily available for you.
And even outside of the track, if you're riding in a spirited manner, it's good to have the suit then too. So it doesn't have to be for the track alone. Like, we're always wearing our suits when we take the 750s out. So
yeah, I feel naked without wearing a suit.
Yeah, it's funny when I get on my Z and commute. I'm like, don't stick that knee out. Yeah,
because you ride the Z on the street, and I ride my Supermoto on the street sometimes. And I don't always wear my suit wearing my Supermoto. But on the 750s, they're fast bikes. They're, you know, not to everyone they're fast. They're fast to us, for sure. But anyways, $150 for the track day. Suits and stuff you can rent like that, but I would say if you're gonna do this consecutively, I would just go ahead and buy a suit, buy boots, buy a decent helmet, a good helmet. And there's also companies that come with the track day, like for example with Track Day Winter 1X, they come and they're a suit. They're an actual suit maker, and they can like custom fit you for a suit. Like if an off the rack suit doesn't fit you, yada yada.
They've also got like gloves and knee sliders, things like that you can get. Say if you lose your knee slider somewhere, like you can get replacements right there. So just
not sure if they actually rent themselves, but they possibly could. I don't know if you can reach out to them.
I wouldn't know. Two things to definitely consider though is tires, because if you're riding like most people once they're on the track, you're probably going to use up your tires and need to anticipate getting another tire while you're there. He went through about 2 rear tires just in 2 days.
1.5.
Okay, so he came with a replacement and then had to buy another one. So that's going to be an expense right there. So that roughly was...
Depending on how fast you're going. Like,
okay, but you didn't just start on the track like that slow. Like, okay, when you go novice the first time, you probably won't run through the tire in that weekend, but you're going to have to anticipate that you're going to use a good amount of tread. You're going to have to replace it a lot sooner. So just think about that. And then additionally, we camp, so we're not paying anything besides our $10 to get in the one time.
That's another good point.
So if you're not wanting to stay on an air mattress or a cot or in a tent or something like that, like if that's not cool with you and you want to go to a hotel, which a lot of people do, I mean, to each their own.
Some people
want
even camp in tents, though.
Yeah, some people
camp in our 6x12 trailer, but some people camp in tents.
So you can either have those provisions to stay there, save the money. In that case, what we do is pack our cooler, and we have meals and things like that. Low battery. We have meals already planned for the whole weekend, so you can really save money that way. Or if you want to go to a hotel, let's just say roughly 120 to 150. I don't know. I'm not looking at hotels these days.
They're usually like right around 100.
So depends where you are, where you're going, but think about that too.
Yes.
So I think pretty much that's it. You got the gear if you have it, or if you're gonna rent it. Obviously, you got the cost of the track day. You've got gas to plan for.
Yeah, we run through like roughly 10 gallons
of premium. So that's gonna
for the weekend. So like one full tank a day roughly gets us where we need to be.
I think that was all it costs.
I think that's it.
Well, meals.
Yeah, and food. Like we bring our own food, but they do have like food vendors, food trucks, and stuff like that. So if you don't want to bring all that stuff, like if you're gonna camp in a tent and you don't want to bring a big cooler with tons of drinks, and that's
although you should, because you need to stay hydrated.
You gotta stay hydrated for sure. But you don't have to do that. You can go to the food vendor and you can get breakfast and lunch, and then you might have to go out for dinner. But
our phone's gonna die. We need to wrap this up.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Stick around for more track videos.
And more of us just talking.
And just
going on and on.
Kathy. Thanks for making our ride home a little more entertaining. All right, guys. Peace. Ride safe. And we'll see you on the track one day.
Yes.
Yes. 100%. Peace.